Hey guys, I'm back at it again with another guide on how to win. This time I'm going to be talking a lot about how to dominate your games by using the new heavy sniper rifle because it's actually really powerful and versatile. It has a whole new layer of strategy that you can use in Fortnite. Let's go ahead and start the video right after this giveaway. If you want to win 2800 V-Bucks, then all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter into the V-Bucks giveaway. For the landing, we're gonna go ahead and go onto the road here because that's gonna be a lot lower than everywhere else, so we can get to the place that we want to go really quickly, which is gonna be at the top of the hotel because that's the highest place in Paradise Palms and you want to start there or else you're gonna get shot from there by a lot of people with snipers up there. As I'm actually getting closer, someone else is gonna go for the chest too, so I don't go for it since it's too risky. It's a 50v50, either they could grab it or I could grab it. So I just go over to the stair because the stair can actually have a weapon, and if it doesn't, I can always just run downstairs instead of actually going for the 50v50, getting another weapon and then going back up to fight them. I got really lucky here and grab a shotgun, and I shoot at this unarmed guy, but he decides to jump down rather than give me the kill, so I don't actually chase him too much because I know the other guy went for the chest, and if I chase the guy unarmed, I could get shot from behind by the guy at the chest. So immediately I turn towards the guy at the chest and then I fight him because I have the advantage. He probably doesn't have a shotgun because the chest can only spawn a heavy shotgun, which is pretty rare, so I go right for him and I get the easiest kill. Now I'm gonna go ahead and reorganize my inventory so I don't go to the wrong weapon when I need it the most. Now I hear a guy below me in a room, but he's hiding, so I do a set of procedure that I do every time in situations like this. First, you always want to start on the left side of the door because you can see more towards your right than your left. I take advantage of the third person and look all around the room except behind the door because you can't really look through there. That's why I go in there really quickly, jump up, and then check behind the door really quickly, and then I turn around immediately towards the balcony because he could still be on the balcony. I go over it, see him, so of course I rush him for the kill, and after I notice he has a pump shotgun, I immediately go all in and just fight him because the tactical shotgun is better up close than the pump shotgun, especially if you constantly keep shooting and keep being on the enemy. Now I want to show you guys a small detail that probably made the difference between winning and losing during that fight that most of you probably didn't even notice. Whenever I peeked out of cover to the left side, it's really bad because obviously the crosshair is on the right side. But there's a thing you can do to make this not as bad, and I'll show you guys what it is in slow motion and then explain it. So as you guys can see, I actually make sure I look more towards the right side of my cover than actually towards where he should be because that lets me see more of him so that when I do see him and can actually shoot him, I can flick my cursor towards him and then shoot him right away instead of letting him get the first shot way before I even see him. This is really important to do against enemies that are pretty passive early game and you just want to push them because you're going for like high kill wins, you know? But if you run straight and look at the corner instead of actually trying to look at them through third person, then you're gonna get screwed every single time. And now that we've cleared the top of the castle, we are the lord of this place, the king of the Paradise Palms. So take advantage of this height and look around for anyone running in the street, and if they don't notice you, then take your time to line up your sniper shot and then finish them off with an AR. Just like that. And now someone else is coming up from below because they probably heard the shot. And the only difference between me and them is I think they're not like wearing a headset because I am, and I can clearly tell when I get close to them. So when I'm close to them, I crouch and then I walk towards them. Whereas they're just running straight and I don't even think that I'm right next to them. And I just get that easy headshot off for the instant kill. So make sure you wear your headsets, guys. Or, you know, buy like a super expensive surround sound system. If you're rich, that is. Now, I'm not a pro sniper, but if there's one single thing that I notice a lot of pro players do when they snipe, is that they line up their crosshair with the enemy, and then they move the crosshair really quickly in front of the enemy where they're going, and then they shoot. This basically gives you a feel of how fast the enemy is moving, so that if you have some experience with the snipers, you know the travel distance, and then you can line it up so that they run straight into the sniper shot. So that got me a perfect headshot right there for over 200 damage. Now, since Paradise Palms is a really big place with a ton of buildings, unless you want to just hide in a building all day, you're gonna eventually face an enemy that's gonna engage on you from a building really far above you. When that happens, don't just shoot back at them. That is almost never going to work because they have high ground, they have cover, they have everything on you. So go ahead and just build up to them like I am, using double ramps especially so that it's harder to shoot you down. Once you're above them, you can take out your shotgun and then start fighting them. But make sure to always keep the high ground if you can, like I'm doing right here. After I missed the shot, I jump up and then build a floor right away. This gives me cover and stays on the high ground. And whenever I'm in this situation, the thing that I love to do the most is jump above them, shotgun them, and then build a floor immediately. 99% of the time, they either don't notice or they'll notice too late and you block their shot. But this John Wick is literally the daddy of low ground warriors. He literally shoots me every single time that I jump out of cover for a moment before building a floor again. What an absolute legend. So of course, the next step I'm gonna do is I mix it up. He goes right below my floor, so I edit the floor and fall through it so that I can sneak the shot on him. But being the legend that he is, he actually gave me the turnaround and went the opposite direction I expected him to, and he almost destroyed me, but luckily he missed that shot. So yeah, I basically got really lucky and surviving an encounter with an absolute legend. But most of the time, if you do the jump into shoot into floor right away, most people won't be able to get you. Like, that's insanely hard to do. Like, that dude had mad godlike reaction time to be able to pull that off. So props to him. And he also gave us the heavy sniper rifle, which is actually gonna be super helpful in this game that I'm gonna show you guys. It helped me win so many fights, and not in the way that you expect it to. So stick around until the end of the video and you're gonna find out exactly how to use this bad boy to its full potential. Speaking of which, one of the many things you can do, if you know there's a chest behind a wall, you can shoot the wall from far away to check if it actually spawned, because if you run there, break it down with your pickaxe and it doesn't spawn, well, you're wasting time that you could be spending to go and get more kills or loot other places that actually has chests. See, I shoot it, there is a chest, so I go over there and I get the chest. And boom, here we go. I do it again at this red brick wall, and there it is. There's a chest that spawns, so I get to go get it with 100% certainty that's gonna be there. And now, since we pretty much demolished Paradise Palms, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rift up north, or as I like to call it, the best addition to the game ever. When you're trying to go for a high kill game, trying to be aggressive, use these rifts and look around for people really quickly, but usually it's hard to spot people from far away. So what you do is spot structures that are built by players and then go towards them, because the chances of having people next to them early game is really high. That usually means that they got into a build fight with someone and are probably still doing it, or they just won and they're walking away, so they're probably still around it. And here it is, we see two people, they just finished the fight. And when you're gliding towards someone, make sure you land at a medium distance to them, and if you can, go for the high ground, because obviously it takes time to land. You don't want to go right next to them and then they build up 3 stories and then you're just screwed. So almost never land right next to them, because they can hear you coming really far away and any decent player will build. So here we go, he builds, but luckily we got this high ground right next to him and we're gonna have the advantage, so we just use that and take out our scar, shoot him, get a lot of shots in, and he can't really do anything because he's on low ground and we have natural high ground. So I'm not gonna go and engage since I don't have a huge advantage. I'm just gonna stay back, use this natural high ground to demolish him. Eventually I get a couple shots in, we get closer, so I switched to my drum gun to finish him off and get the really easy kill. Didn't even take a single point of damage. And I just want to emphasize how I didn't use the drum gun until we got really close. A lot of people make the mistake of just using the drum gun because, oh, it's got 50 bullets, so I'm just gonna use it even if it's like over 50 meters away. But the drum gun is really inaccurate at like medium to far range, so you only want to use it close up. So at medium range, I would rather use the scar so that I can actually hit some shots even if I can't just shoot through all their walls. So now we're gonna go and loot him. He had a heavy shotgun, so I pick it up. I personally do it every time, and I think everyone should do it too. A lot of people say it's just preference, you know, you feel better with the heavy shotgun, pick that. You feel better with the pump shotgun, pick that. But the thing about the pump shotgun is that the spread is a lot wider, so a lot of times even if you aim straight for the enemy, it will miss a lot of the pellets, or if you get lucky, it will hit all of the pellets and do even more damage than the heavy shotgun. But with the heavy shotgun, if you have a good aim, it will do consistently high damage every single time. So we're gonna go ahead and take that heavy shotgun, go over to the rift by the little pond over here, and then we get sniped by a guy who actually goes into hiding for like a minute straight after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the rift to actually look for them. And of course, when I find them, I go for the high ground again, which is gonna be on the top of this shed. But I'm garbage, so I actually miss a little bit. But I go for the high ground again, because when you start a fight, you always want to go for the high ground. You don't start with shooting. If you start with shooting, that just gives the enemy time to get high ground. So you can see here, he's just trying to look for a shot, but when he failed, he then tries to go for the high ground. But hey, it's already too late. I got the high ground. So I get that free shot in. And look at that, beautiful, consistent, decent damage, even at this range, with like a pump would probably do very little damage. And then I chase him down since I do have the advantage now, but he builds back up. So now I have to go back up. But I don't pursue it too hard because he does know how to build. And now he's practically 2 floors above me. So instead I box up using pyramids and roofs and everything. And I look for ways to actually even the playing field. And I noticed he only built a single ramp when he was above me. So I shot that down and now he starts falling down so I can go back up again. And in this fight, since we're pretty much on the same level, every time I shoot my shotgun, I always build right after. Because building is just really strong in this game. So I use the rift and I look for structures. I see structures right next to Dusty Divot, so I'm gonna go head straight over there even though I don't really see anyone. But when I get closer, sure enough, there is people fighting there. Where there's structures, there's bound to be someone that has been there, so someone's gonna be around. Again, I go for the natural high ground, which is this mountain over here. I take my time lining up the first shot because this guy doesn't notice I'm here. And with the heavy sniper rifle, it practically doesn't have any drop off until 100 meters. So that guy was only 64 meters. I put the crosshair right on his head and boom, headshot. And now the other guys were busy fighting, so they actually don't know where I am either. So I'm just gonna take my time here and wait for the perfect shot. And there you go, the enemy gets in the open, but I missed this one. You know, you can't hit all of them, but hey, at least I tried. So now they definitely know where I am since I shot directly at one of them. So I'm actually just gonna push in now instead of waiting back because they'll try to avoid getting hit by me from now on. They start fighting and right after 2 people finish a fight, that's the best time to push because they're probably gonna be low, and if you don't push, they will definitely heal up. And when you're pushing the enemy, you don't wanna just push straight on the ground, especially if they know you're there. You wanna go up and then build a triple layer ramp with floor, ramp, and wall. And then, you know, you do the usual, you just shoot at them from above. If they try to jump away with the launch pad, make sure you finish shooting that launch pad, because if you just aim at them, they'll block you and then they jump on the launch pad again and then just go off somewhere. So I'm keeping up the pressure here, but unlucky, they actually had another jump pad, so they got away in the end. And the guy that died to that guy actually had a legendary double barrel shotgun, and it's pretty new. So let's go ahead and have a really in-depth discussion about that, okay? It sucks. Literally, for it to be effective, you have to be already French kissing the enemy. I can't do that. I'm saving myself for marriage, so no thank you. I'm a good Christian family friendly channel, okay, Fortnite? But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and look for more people because we got 9 kills. I want to make that 10. I make sure to use advantage of high terrain over here on the west side of retail to look around, and there it is. With the high ground, we were able to see more people and spot this guy right before he runs behind cover, so I'm gonna go ahead and chase him. When I get close enough, I make sure to build up a triple layer ramp because, you know, he might be behind the wall and just looking straight at me or something. Can't really risk that. Oh, there we go. I finally find him and he's inside the house, and he actually builds a trap, so pushing it is gonna be really risky. But luckily, we actually have the heavy sniper rifle, which by the way one-shots almost anything except for like certain trucks that has 100,000 health. So what I do is build a 1x1 with walls all around me except for towards the house, and then I take my time to destroy the house. And suddenly a guy to my left starts shooting, and he makes the huge mistake of not moving at all, so I get an easy headshot for just like a quick kill that I barely did anything for. And now we're back to raiding this house, you know? All you have to do is shoot down the walls one by one before you see the enemy. You just shoot, go back into cover, and then repeat until you find them. And I finally found him crouched in the corner of the living room, so there we go. Boom. We get the shot off and he's just done. And this is what I love about the heavy sniper rifle. You don't have to just use it as a sniper to damage people. You can also use it as a sieging tool for when the enemy's just hiding inside their house and refuse to come out. Instead of just going in there late game when it's super dangerous, because they probably have a shotgun, you know, they have traps, they have a bunch of things that could destroy you the moment you walk in the door. But if you got a heavy sniper, you just demolish all of that. And now I'm in a bit of a tough situation. I'm in the storm. This guy has a metal base, but I have a heavy sniper. So again, I shoot the top of his metal base so that it's easier for other people to shoot him. But I actually eventually noticed that his foundation is literally just one piece of metal. So I shoot that down and I destroy his whole base. That probably cost it like 200 metal. So when you're building a base out of metal, guys, make sure your foundation is solid, or else that is gonna happen to you. Now I have to move closer because of the storm. So when you're pushing the enemy and you're pretty far and about the same height, you want to build too high up because the enemy can shoot you down. So after I build about 2 to 3 floors up, I go ahead and start shooting the enemy, and I try to shoot them on the right side because my crosshair is on the right side, so half of my body is going to be behind cover. But it didn't matter much to this guy. He's a god of bloom. So he hit me a bunch. I only hit him like once, so I'm in a little bit of trouble here. But you guys know what? It's okay, because I have the brand new heavy sniper rifle. This guy's gonna push on me. He's pretty good. He uses double ramps and double walls, and normally you won't be able to get that down unless you let the enemy destroy you from above. But with one single shot, my heavy sniper rifle takes down a wall, and then my drum gun finishes the starting ramp. All of that happened in like 2 to 3 seconds, and now I have the high ground, so I get a ton of shots in. And you know, I do the usual, just shoot the enemy from above, get them really low, and then once they're low enough, I chase them down to the ground, and then I finish him off with a pump into some drum gun shots. It was actually a really good fight. He played it super well, but I was the one with the heavy sniper rifle, so I was able to destroy his structure super easily and get high ground, which won me that fight. Honestly, if I didn't have the heavy sniper, he would have been above me, and I think I would have lost. He was a very good builder. He knew what he was doing. Now, if you're still not going to pick up every single heavy sniper rifle you see after seeing all of that, then don't worry, because this last fight is gonna convince you. You're gonna see the most MLG ninja level God Saiyan outplay with the heavy sniper for the win that you've ever seen. Check it out. And there it is. This is how you play every time with the heavy sniper rifle to get wins all day, every day. So go out there and get those dubs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.